He will also ask you what is the water requirement of the building. Okay, water required for this building. So these are the basic questions. And suppose if you are going with the firefighting system, he will ask you how many sprinklers are required. Okay. So these are the basic questions every client will ask you. Obviously, you cannot give the accurate answer. Okay, just by seeing the area or just by seeing, even you will not see the drawing also. Okay, you don't know how does the office looks like. Okay, you have to just imagine. Okay, this is a G+2 office. The total area is 12,000 square feet, and client is asking you what is the HVAC load, what is the electrical load, how much water is required, how much sprinklers are required. Just based on the assumption or based on the thumb rule, you have to give the answer. So most of the time it happens actually. So some clients will come, they just want to quickly know how much is the load which is coming. So for that reason, this is the reason why we have to always go with the thumb rule here. Okay. Now, for identifying the HVAC, suppose for example, when we talk about the HVAC, okay, so there is a book actually which is talking about the rule of thumb, but generally you can take 300 to 400 square feet for 1 ton. Okay, means every tonnage, okay, every 1 ton of every 1 ton of cooling air will cover how much area? 300 to 400 square feet area. Okay, so this is a basic thumb rule here. So 300 to 400 square feet, if you know, okay, the area, then what you have to do, you have to divide by 300 to 400 and you can get the what you can say HVAC load. But again, I will tell you that this is not the appropriate load, but this is a maximum load the building can occur here. Okay, so suppose for example, if I'm adopting 400 square feet here, so my total load will become equals to 12,000 divided by 400. So approximately we are getting here 30 TR here. So you can at least tell to the client that 30 to 40 TR. Suppose if you divide by 300, you will get 40 TR. 12,000 by 300 will give you 40 TR load. So approximately you require 30 to 40 TR. So this is your HVAC load. This is the spontaneous answer. Okay, you don't have to tell client that I have considered 300 square feet 1 TR or 400 square feet 1 TR. Just you can calculate, okay, in your calculator and you can give this answer. So approximately 30 to 40 TR. It can increase also, it can decrease also, because your calculation of HVAC load completely depends upon the what you can say, the location, orientation. Like as I told you that these are the parameters which has to be considered. But this is a thumb rule where we are not following any like orientation of the building. We are not following the type of the building is given. Obviously, we are not following the location. It is not required actually. This is the thumb rule. Now after this question, now if the client is asking which system should I adopt, so you can, like, it requires the experience for you, because what happens, we cannot say accurate answer here. So I can go with the VRF system also, or I can go with the some package unit also, or we can go with the chiller system also. So you should not give the answer. Like, you should take some time here, because what happens, whatever you are telling to the client will think that this is only right, and then what they will do, they will ask you to design for this capacity only. So that is why you have to think here and you have to check which system is appropriate according to the availability is also important there. Suppose for example, some countries you will not find the water cooled chiller. Okay, like the countries like Dubai, or if you go to African countries, you will not find the water cooled chiller there. So most of the buildings are having the air cooled chiller. So you cannot provide, you cannot give the client, you cannot suggest the client to go with the water cooled chiller, because water cooled chiller is like readily it is not available there. So that is why we should always take the time. You have to study the market, which type of system is more effective in that area. Sometimes what happens, some systems, VRF system is most effective in this area. For example, if I'm talking about any one area, so you have to contact with the manufacturer and you can say that this is my area, this is my what you can say type of building, and you suggest me whether VRF system is a suitable option for that area, that weather conditions, whether it will be suitable or not. So only after that you can confirm with the client. Otherwise, before that, we should not confirm with the client which system we are going with. So whenever client is insisting you to give about the type of system, you should take some time here, because you have to process the building. Okay, you have to process the type of system which is suitable for that area. So it requires some time, but you can say the load of the building. And approximately, I can say, if you are going with the chiller system, suppose if you are going with 30 TR machine, so costing how you can go with means 1 TR will go, I'm not remembering exactly, but you can say 80,000 rupees. This is the rough calculation actually. 80,000 into 30 TR. So 1 TR is 80,000. This is in INR, I'm telling here. So if you multiply this, it will become 24. Okay, this is the basic cost you are going to get. If you are not confident, just increase this rate. Okay, maybe you go with 1 lakh, 1,20,000. But this is the approximate cost the client has to spend here on 30 TR machine. Okay, this is the rough calculation actually. I will suggest that you don't go for this costing to the client, because what happens if your calculation is if your costing is going beyond 24 lakh rupees, so it will be difficult. Otherwise, if client is insisting more, then you can say that approximately will get 25 to 30 lakhs, something like that. You can say to them. Okay, similarly, when we talk about the electrical load, now electrical load is actually, thumb rule is divided into different parts. We have the lighting load, we have the UPS load, we have the power load. Okay, so you are not going to segregate those things. Okay, spontaneously you don't know how many rooms are available in that building, what is the type of room available, whether the client requires the UPS or not, you don't know. So we don't need to go behind that all these things. Okay, just take one thumb rule. So I will take 1.5 watts per square feet. So for 1 square feet area, I am selecting 1.5 watts. Okay, this value can be changed if you have the proper AutoCAD drawing, or at least you have the PDF drawing available with you. What is the lighting, what is the power, you can segregate that. But you don't know exactly. Okay, you just know the area here. So what we have to do means, we have to always assume that we have to take one value here, 1.5 watts I will take here. So with that, what is the load I am getting here? 12,000 square feet into 1.5. So it will give me approximately 18,000. Okay, this is 18,000 watts is required, or you can say 18,000 watts or 18 kilowatt is required here. So this is the power. Okay, now you have to understand that this is the power which you are supplying to the building, like the power which is used to switch on the lights, okay, which is used to switch on the fans, which is used to what you can say supply to the socket, so that we can charge our laptops or printers, 6 amp socket, 16 amp socket. So this is that power actually. So approximately you have calculated this. Now if client is asking you, maybe client will ask you a lot of questions here. How much is the lighting load? How much is the power load? So you can ask for the drawing. And after that, what you can do means, you can actually you can actually go with this thing. Like you can go with the proper load scheduling, everything, once you get the layouts and everything. Now, we also do the estimation here based on the square feet area. So 12,000 square feet is the area. So approximately, let us take here 800 to 900 rupees. See, this is the, I am taking the little bit higher side, because we don't know exactly what type of, what you can say, what is the system they are going to adopt here. So if I take 800 rupees here for 1 square feet area, so it will become, okay, I think 800 rupees is a little bit more here. So we can go with 500 to 600 also you can go with here. So if you are going square feet wise, so you will get 60 lakh here. And suppose if you are going here also square feet wise, so we will go with square feet wise here also. So here also we can go the same way, 12,000 square feet, approximately similar here. Okay, HVAC and what you can say electrical. So you can go same cost here. Actual cost you will get to know only when you design the proper system and get the proper costing, everything. But since client is irritating you or he is insisting you, you can just give this costing here to the client. Okay, I think this is fine. Next we will come to the plumbing. Now for water requirement, so what you have to do means, you have to actually understand how many people are there, because as I told you, we are doing the water calculation. As I told you that we are doing the water or plumbing calculations for people only, the people who are going to stay in the building. Okay, so we are going to do the calculation for them. So that is why the very important point here is the number of people. Like for example, if this building is having 400 number of people, Okay. Next, what you have to do means every people require water. Okay, so water is required for how many purposes? There are various purposes. Water is required for bathing purpose. Water is required for flushing purpose. Okay, to use the toilet we require the water, and for bathing purpose we require the water, and for what you can say, these are the basic needs actually, domestic and flushing needs. Okay, we require the water here. So suppose for example, generally you can see different building, there is a different water requirements actually. Like for office building, the requirement is different. The residential building, the requirement is different. So every building is having the different requirement of water. So here in this example, I have taken 100 liter of water. Suppose every person require 100 liter of water per day. In one day, you require 100 liter of water for one person, for one people. So how much is the water requirement for one day? So you have to just multiply this 400 into 100 liter. It will give you 40,000 liter. Okay. Now, it is not necessary that this entire 40,000 liter of water, okay, you utilize in one day or you utilize in 2 days. That is a different story. But we are selecting this 40,000 liter water, and based on this 40,000 liter water, we are going to construct our underground tank, overhead tank, everything. Okay. So this is just a thumb rule here. So again, as I told you, actual calculations has to be performed when you have the AutoCAD drawings, when you have the number of people information. Okay, if you don't have the number of people information, you cannot randomly, we cannot design. Okay, because the number of people are necessary here. Without number of people, we can never design here. And here also you can see plumbing costing is very less actually. So I think almost 12,000, maybe 100 rupees. Because see why this, what you can say, your electrical and HVAC costing is means because you in HVAC, you have the pumps, you have the cooling tower, okay, and you have the expansion tank. So a lot of big equipments are available. Similarly, in the electrical also you have the transformer, generators, okay, and you have the control panels. So, and mostly you are using the copper conductor. So obviously the costing will be more here. So anyhow, I have written here on a higher side here, but once you do the estimation for 3 or 4 projects, so you will get this range actually. But in plumbing, we don't have the that much of what you can say equipments here, because you are using the plastic pipes here. So plastic fittings, plastic pipe fittings, and you have one pump, 1 or 2 pump. So that is why I think even you can little bit less also here, like 70 rupees or 80 rupees also will do good here. Okay. So it will become very, every sprinkler has a specific protection area. Like every sprinkler will have the protection area. So based on that protection area, what you have to do means you have to design the sprinkler. Like for example, we generally take the area here, and suppose for example, I am taking here 10, how much I have taken, let me check here, 10 square meter I have taken here. So basically I have converted this 12,000 square feet into square meter. So this is my 1200 square meter is the area, and every sprinkler is covering 10 square meter area. This is the standard case. Like every other sprinkler will have a different what you can say coverage area. So based on that, we got number of sprinklers as 120. So this particular building requires 120 sprinklers. Okay. Now these sprinklers are connected from the pipes, and from the pipe it will go to the fire pump. From the fire pump it will go to the underground tank. So a lot of activities are there here. So we can just say to the client that approximately you require 100 to 150 sprinklers to protect this particular building. Okay, so that much you can say. And when we talk about the costing here, so here you can little bit increase. Okay, like instead of 80 rupees, here you can go with maybe 120, 130 rupees, because here we are using the metallic pipe here. In plumbing, we have the plastic pipes, and we have very small pumps, transfer pumps we are using. But in firefighting, we have the sprinkler pumps, we have the hydrant pump, diesel pump. So obviously the costing, if you say 150 also, that is also okay here. So if I check how much will be, it is something around 18 lakh rupees is the costing. 1 minute. I add all these sums together, so let us just add it. 80 lakh plus this 60 lakhs plus 60 lakhs plus 9 lakh 60,000. So totally you are getting, this is the costing, 1.47. Okay, 147,60,000. So this is the costing we are getting. This is the thumb rule. Okay, so it is, we are getting 1,47,60,000. Okay, this is the costing of this particular project here. Now if I divide this by 12,000, means per square feet what is the rate I am getting? So approximately I am getting 1230 rupees. Okay, I can say that MEP costing, if I talk about this MEP costing, so I am getting 1200 rupees per square feet. So this is the rough what you can say estimation here. Per 1 square feet area, how much is the costing? 1200. Now what you can do, instead of telling 1200 rupees, so the best answer is you can give to the client that you will get approximately somewhere around 700 rupees to 1500 rupees. Okay, so at least you can give this answer, because why I am giving 700 rupees here means, suppose for example if client doesn't want to use chiller system, he want to use only one package unit, or he want to use the VRF system, your cost will reduce here. Obviously it will reduce. Similarly in the electrical also, sometimes suppose client doesn't want to use the transformer, or they don't want to like make a substation, different substation, so your costing will reduce here. So this is the range we can give. So per square feet, the rate of your installation, this is not the designing rate, this is the installation rate, complete costing per square feet. Okay, so you can just remember this range here. So whenever you get a chance, okay, and whenever his client is telling you, you can give this costing here. So if I write 700 by 12,000, so it is approximately 84 lakhs. So the range will be something like where 84 lakhs to, this is the minimum range, and maximum range when you want to check here, so 1 crore 80 lakhs. So this is the range you can tell to the client. Okay, including every other things, including, this is including your installation, transportation, supply, okay, design, everything. So this is the range you can give here. So I have just given you very basic range here. So again I will tell you that depend upon project requirement and depend upon the what you can say, the type of building, the type of equipments, your rate will change. But this is the what you can say approximate you can give here. Okay, so any questions you want to ask here, anything you want to ask, you can let's discuss for 10 to 15 minutes if you have any questions, or if you have any doubts, whatever we have seen till now, you can just ask the questions. I hope you're understanding this. Very basic thumb rule I have given here. So just understand that you require 10 minutes of